Welcome to At the Van Wezel. I'm Mary Bensel, Executive Director of the Hall, and I'm here with Julia Mays, our Marketing Director. Good afternoon, Miss Mays.
Good afternoon.
I haven't seen you for at least, what, 2-3 minutes?
I know, right? I know. But we have some exciting things to talk about, and especially because I didn't go to New York with you this year. Tell us all about it, because I know you saw some exciting people and you did some exciting things.
We did. You know, I went, Tony Bessage, our general manager, went with me, and I'm going to break the news. Julia is retiring and leaving us, which I am so upset about and so absolutely unhappy. She, of course, is jumping for joy because she's not going to be working anymore, and she's moving back to Fort Myers to be with her grandchildren. And Julia and I worked together for years, and I want you to know it's been one of the greatest joys to have you around, and we entertain each other.
And same here, because I'm definitely going to have to come back up when you guys do the ATV shoots.
Oh, there you go. You know, maybe, you know, who knows? She can be a secret guest, but she's not leaving till the end of July. So we may see you at another episode. But because she was retiring, I did take Tony with me. Usually Julia and I go up to see the new Broadway shows and talk to press agents and so forth. And I saw a lot of great shows. I usually see about 9. I saw, I think, 8 this year. I saw Aladdin, which is Disney's new Broadway musical. It is stunning, folks. I mean, you see every penny they put, you know, it's a very expensive show.
Is it a Disney wow?
Yes,
like
it is. It is, and the music is great. And I mean, I know how they do all the tricks in the theater business, but when the flying carpet flew, I could not see the wires or the tractor, and it was just gorgeous.
Because you're so intrigued anyway.
So you'll be able to see that. The Tony Awards are in the early part of June. And another show I absolutely loved, I can't tell you, is Bridges of Madison County.
Yeah,
That's
you said
with
that was very
Stephen
good.
Pasquale and Kelly O'Hara. The sad thing is, it closed the week I was up there. It never found its audience, and it was, of course, based on the movie with the photographer and the
movie was incredible.
Well, this was, the music is stunning. So if you can get a copy of the CD for the show, it was gorgeous. I saw a couple shows I didn't like. I saw Heathers, which is based on the movie of Heathers. It's a whole Mean Girl concept, and it just didn't go, it wasn't my cup of tea, but there were certainly a lot of people enjoying it. And then I had trouble with a show called If Then, which stars one of my favorite Broadway actresses, Idina Menzel. You may know Idina Menzel because John Travolta slaughtered her name at the Oscars when she was singing the song Let It Go from Frozen.
Let It Go.
And she sort of became very, very famous because of John Travolta's. But it's an interesting show, and a lot of people love it, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. They were playing 2 different ways her life could have gone. And, you know, she was putting glasses on and taking them off. And, of course, I got lost in the whole concept, you know. But another show that I really, really loved was Rocky. Now, I'm from Philadelphia, so, you know, I lived Rocky. In fact, when they were filming the movie, I was right there in the Italian market area. And then we saw a great show.
And we posted because you sent us, you guys
I
sent us.
was going to tell them about that.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, and then I saw Hedgewood and the Angry Inch, and that, of course, stars Neil Patrick Harris. And it's a very adult-themed musical, but he is in it from the beginning to the end, and he is incredible. But what she was going to say is, one of the cool things is we get to meet a lot of stars when we go to these Broadway conferences, because these are all the people that are on the Broadway League and people that run theaters like myself and the press agents. And so Sylvester Stallone came, and they had a lunch for us in the theater. And in the theater, the boxing ring comes right out into the audience, and part of the audience gets up and they sit in bleachers and watch the show from that perspective. But he came out and was the announcer, and you know, it was just thrilling. So he was there. They opened the conference with Jon Stewart, came out and talked to us for about 15 minutes. He was very funny about being Jewish and going to the theater, and he was hysterical. And then we got to see Audra McDonald. Idina Menzel stopped by. Oh gosh, the guy from Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston, came by because he's in a play about LBJ. I don't have time to see every show.
That's why we post some of these things on Facebook when you're out.
Yeah, and it's Neil Patrick Harris came, Denzel Washington. It's the second time I've met him. He is so laid back in person, you know, and gorgeous ladies, gorgeous, gorgeous. But you know, it's a very
so
exciting
smooth.
thing. And a lot of the conference this year was talking about digital in different ways, you know, social media and things like that. And then, of course, while I'm up there, I go to meetings with agents while I'm trying to book shows, not just Broadway shows, but I'm trying to book, you know, popular artists as well. And so it is an incredibly fun week because I love the theater, but you start at like
a lot of work.
8 a.m. in the morning and you go to 1 o'clock at night, and you're constantly at either a show or a conference or a meeting, and then, you know, agent, one after the other. And on the Friday, it poured buckets in New York. And of course, I put up my umbrella and the handle immediately fell off on the ground, you know.
And usually the top flies away.
Yeah, well, that was going to happen too. So it was just, you know, it's one thing after another. So that was Broadway, and it was great fun. And I think it was great to have Tony, who's never been to this kind of whirlwind conference. But we are also talking about some shows that we still have this year. Everybody is so envious of us because we have Derek Hough. I should put it this way: pretty much every you know woman is Derek Hough, who of course Dancing with the Stars won it many times. He was dancing this year on Dancing with the Stars with the lady without the legs, the Paralympian. He's won an Emmy Award, and his sister Juliana Hough, where you know all the men are very excited about that.
Yes, they are.
And both shows are sold out, folks. We have a 2 and a 7, which is on Father's Day. And we're also having a Father's Day brunch here and dinner
and
to
there'll
go
be
with.
two seatings.
Two seatings. And, but I can tell you this, the company is still holding a few tickets that they traditionally hold till the last minute. So don't give up hope. Check with the box office, and they may release a few, but my congrats to everybody that got them early.
Yes.
And then, of course, Jules and I went to see our own Sam Wolf.
One of the
for
finalists,
breakfast.
obviously.
I was telling the story to a young girl who's like 16. She's like, no way. And I'm like, way. You know, and she's so excited that Sam Wolf is here. And so the American Idol tour is July 17th here at the Van Wezel. And of course, our Broadway dance and orchestra.
We still have some tickets left for that.
Yeah, American Idol, there's still a few tickets left.
And there's some
again,
VIP
they hold
package
tickets. The artists hold tickets and release them, but there's still some tickets. And then we have, we're announcing some new shows. We have Celtic Thunder is already on sale with a symphony this year. And we also have the Time Jumpers with Vince Gill. But you have 2 new shows to tell us about.
On June 9th, if everybody looks forward to June 9th, Monday, June 9th, tickets on sale for Susan Boyle.
Wow, that's like, is that her first American tour, I think?
I think it is, yes. Yeah.
So Susan Boyle, of course, who's shot to fame on Britain's Got Talent, or
and
you know, or
YouTube sent her over the edge with unbelievable.
You know, she sang that stunningly gorgeous song from Les Mis.
And who's our other exciting?
Well, for those of you that love comedy, and we have had so many great comedy shows this year. Bill Maher is coming, and I watch him all the time on HBO. He is hysterical. And, you know, of course, he's a political commentator and all of that. But he's coming in October, and that should be October 26th. And Susan Boyle is November the 6th. And we're going to be announcing a lot of great shows. We're rolling out some of the earlier ones. But, you know, I was up in New York working on a lot of great shows that are about to come up.
I'm very excited, like I do every year when you start booking shows.
I know.
And we get confirmations coming in, and you're like, yes.
Yes, yes. Yes. And so the phone number to call for subscriptions or the shows that are on sale is 953-3368 or vanwezel.org.
And that is area code 941. Apparently there's another number the same up in Bradenton.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Isn't Bradenton 941?
Yeah, yes. But it's for some reason the lady keeps getting these calls and confuses it with our box office.
Well, I hope she sells tickets for us.
Yes,
you know?
she does. She is now, she said.
Put her on staff. And then, of course, you can come down and meet the box office. They're open summer hours right now, but they're still around, and be glad to see you. And we will be back in a minute with one of our most special people at the Van Wezel, Kelli Bragdon, who is our education director, and we'll see you in just a moment.
Did you know City of Sarasota drinking water is very safe? Tested every 2 hours. Delivered right to your house. Much more affordable than bottled water. environmentally friendly. And it tastes good. City of Sarasota water, safe, affordable, environmentally friendly.
And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. I am so excited to have Kelli Bragdon here with me. Kelli, of course, is our education director. And what's your official title, Kelli?
Director of Education and Community Engagement.
And we do a lot of community engagement programs, and we're going to mention that. But first, Kelli's been with us how many years now?
This is completing my second year here at the Van
And
Wezel.
you've done an amazing job.
Thank you.
Really wonderful. But we're going to do a little personal dish here. Kelli is getting married on July 5th.
Yes.
And I was so honored. Kelli invited me to the wedding, and I'm flying. Now, most people fly from New Jersey to
Florida when you think destination, beautiful beaches.
Right.
But my family's in New Jersey, his family's in Brooklyn, so it was a little bit easier. So we're doing the reverse destination, except when people tried to get us to do something on the beach, I said absolutely not. If I did beach, I was going to do it here.
Do it here, yeah. So I have, of course, family up there, and so I'm flying up July 3rd and spending the 4th with my family, and then another one of our staff and I are going to your wedding. We're really excited for you.
Excited to have you too. I'm so honored that you'll be able to be there, and really looking forward to it.
Well, we're going to represent all of Sarasota and the education people, and we're even having a little shower at my house. So congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Now, Kelli, you are going to be Kelli Bragdon
Maldonado.
So, and is your husband going? Is he a chef already?
He just graduated from SCTI's Culinary Arts program, so I have a personal chef for the moment while he's looking for a job. Yes.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. Well, Kelli has done an incredible job with our school time program. We're going to talk about some of the things, but next year we have a whole bunch of new school time shows. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Well, we have a whole bunch of school time shows, as you've mentioned, ranging from pre-K up through high school. So we're really reaching every single age range you can think of, and a mix of classic children's books, like otherwise known as Sheila the Great, to really contemporary children's books like The Lightning Thief. We have Curious George. I just talked to a teacher yesterday who's thrilled about Fly Guy coming to the Van Wezel. And then we also have...
That's not like Jennifer Lopez, the Fly Girls, right?
No, this one's just Fly Guy and other stories, more children's books. So that would be another, but we
That'd
do
be
have
something else.
Something completely different.
High school, right?
Yeah, but for high school, we have the Mayhem Poets coming back. So this is a really great opportunity to look at writing and slam poetry for something that addresses contemporary issues.
Alvin Ailey is coming.
Alvin Ailey's coming, and that will be one that I'm sure will sell out very quickly with every single age range.
They have been here before, and they are fantastic with kids.
Yes.
And they are, of course, the premier black troupe, dance troupe, and they're just an amazing bunch of people.
Already just sending out our bookmark had teachers ask specifically about that show. So we're really looking forward to bringing them back for our school time audiences especially.
So about 25,000 kids come every year.
Yes.
And one of the nice things is through our Van Wezel Foundation, we're able to provide free busing for all of the public school kids.
That wouldn't normally be able to come, because every time I talk to principals, administrators, people at the school district, they're thrilled, they're excited. These shows that are important to their curriculum, and they just say, the first question is, well, what about transportation? And because of that, we've had teachers say, without this bus reimbursement, we wouldn't be able to come. So it's really
our foundation
special.
Provides over $50,000 a year, and that's one of their major roles, is to raise money for the education department. They also contribute other amounts, large amounts of money to the education program, and we're extremely grateful to the work they do for that, because I think, you know, education is so important, because without it, I know I had arts education when I went to school. I'm a lot older than you, but it was still there, and I have to say our school district has done a phenomenal job of keeping the arts very strong.
They've made it a priority. They recognize the importance of it, and for a city that such an arts community, they recognize that that won't continue unless you get the students going to the arts regularly. So it's really an important part of the program.
Because we have about 25,000 students a year come here. We also have the Sarasota Orchestra brings students here, and you know, there's a lot of arts education, thank heavens, in this community.
We support it in the schools as well through our professional development program. So in addition to the students you have coming, we work with teachers to learn the best of arts integration strategies so that they can better teach the performances, they can better teach math concepts, science concepts through arts-based strategies, using dance,
that helps bring
using
a lot
theater.
of kids out, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, it's how the best way I always remembered anything was through the arts when I was growing up.
And of course, you know, you have Kennedy Center teaching artists, but you also have Van Wezel teaching artists that are local, right?
We've started working with a lot of the local teaching artists. We piloted programs through our Classroom Connections program where we had 2 schools from economically different areas work together and have a teaching artist work with them, as well as our Oak Park special students with special needs
Which has been an incredible program.
It's just been wonderful, and we're expanding it to include those students and include our traditional classrooms so that teachers, in addition to the free study guides we give them, Safari Live lessons we give them, they'll be able to book a Van Wezel teaching artist to come into their classroom to prepare for the show. So we're really excited to launch that.
And I think that's an amazing thing. We also have, you know, when you talk about the community development, we have family, we have Total Access, which is really for families that are financially challenged, where they get to come to see main stage shows.
They would never be able to see these shows without the Total Access program.
And dinner at Bayside before.
And we just hear, I mean, we hear from parents that say that their students work harder in school because they don't want to miss the chance of coming to see our shows, that it brings the family together because the parents work 2 jobs, would never ever get the chance to have a dinner together, let alone see a show.
And a lot of
single
mothers,
Single mothers coming in as well. It's really a wonderful program. I just got a letter from one of the parents talking about what this program means and how she knows that her sons will value the arts and will want to be arts goers
Makes you
as
want
they
to cry,
grow up.
doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, it's why we work as hard as we do, of seeing the community really value the arts and value what we try and do.
And we,
for
of
them.
course, had a similar program for disenfranchised seniors. And then this last year we started military access, which is continuing, which, you know, in this time frame when, you know, Memorial Day is so fresh in our minds, to help our veterans and also active duty military
and their
families.
We had over 200 people participate in military access in its first year, which was just amazing. And they were able to see shows, meet artists, attend talkbacks, and we're thrilled. I'm already getting people asking about next season's military access program.
So, you know, we have, you know, a whole range of education programs that you may or may not know about. Some are for the public, some are specific to schools, and some are specific to teachers. But Kelly, what I have to give you credit for is, you know, there's a lot of people out there that talk the talk, but Kelly is so fantastic with kids. You bring Kelly to any party and the children gravitate towards her. In fact, we had an unfortunate incident at a party this year when you weren't there and the child got into a little bit of a, you know, this was at a family party, and Kelly just has that quieting and really reaches the kids, and she gets out on stage, and I've got to take my hat off because, Kelly, what you do is so special.
Thank you.
And we are grateful to have Kelli Bragdon, Maldonado,
Future Maldonado, yes.
at the Van Wezel. We'll be back in a minute.
There's only water. So before you leave the dock, be sure that you have all your required safety equipment on board. Each person must have a Coast Guard approved life vest, and they must be age and size appropriate. And don't forget to have a flotation device as well. Fully charged fire extinguisher, a whistle or air horn, a visual distress signal, flare gun or handheld flare. And be sure to check the expiration dates. Not required, radio can be one of your most important pieces of equipment. Inattention and excessive are the leading causes of boating accidents in the state of Florida. Pay close attention to surroundings and all the signage. Finally, designate the driver. And don't forget, after January 1988 is required to take a safe boating course. All boaters to do so as well. These basic can help you navigate waterways safely. See you on the water.
And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. We just learned this is our 50th show.
I know, isn't that exciting?
I know,
We've had so much fun doing this show.
Oh my gosh, we have. And Jules, I think next month for your final show, we should show bloopers. Of course, I don't know.
I think it would be hilarious. I think we could outdo Dick Clark.
Yeah, Dick Clark. Did he do bloopers?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I know we do bloopers. But anyway, back to At the Van Wezel. And this is the 10th anniversary of Friday Fest, which is something that the community really loves. I will be honest, our staff hates it. They hate Friday Fest because we're always on pins and needles. Is it going to rain? When it rains, because we go rain or shine, when it rains, we bring the Friday Fest into the main stage. We used to try to do it in the grand foyer, but we've grown so large, it's impossible.
Oh, it's impossible.
And we bring in the vendors underneath the porte cochere and everything. But the best days of all are outside on the lawn with that beautiful bay and the sunset. And last year we were so lucky. We had 4 of our events with no rain. It was
0 rain.
So, in your honor, I think that's what's going to happen again this year. What do you say?
Oh, that would be lovely.
So anyway, our first one is with the band that has been there every year. I think that you and I have been here for Friday Fest. We've been there, what, seven years?
A gazillion.
A gazillion. Well, later this summer when you're no longer working for me, when you're back with your daughter and grandchildren, I'll give you a call and you could come up for Friday Fest.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be fun.
You can do as much work as you normally do.
And look at all the practice I've had.
Yeah, I know. Julie and I walk around and say hello to everybody.
And plus, it's a gorgeous sunset.
It is, but our poor tech staff does a lot. But the band we have is our favorite band. It's Yesterdays.
Yesterdays.
And they play all sorts of oldies music, and the audience gets up and they're dancing and having the best time. We have great food trucks.
We have great vendors. Can I mention some of them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like Baja Boys Grill, because they're famous for their fish tacos. Yum. Snack It To Me. Not
Snack It To Me.
Snack It To Me.
Madison's.
Madison's. J&J's Barbecue. Tasty Takeout. TCBY. That's yours, a nice favorite.
That's my favorite.
That's our favorite. And Lemon Bar. I didn't know what that was, but it's a lemonade stand, basically.
Well, it's something that we will be partaking of again.
And then of course, Budweiser.
And what's fantastic is Golden Eagle Distributors has always been a fantastic sponsor, and we're out there, pouring beer, and which raises money for the Van Wezel.
Not we.
Well, I pour beer, and I will not say her name, but we've had one commissioner that has tried very hard to pour beer, but she just doesn't have that.
We found other things for her to do.
Yeah. But my favorite was when we had Luann Palmer, and she would just go out in the crowd and collect money, and for donations for the foundation. But she was a riot. But we have a lot of our commissioners and city staff coming by, and Marlon Brown is always trying to beat the other beer stand.
I know, they're always having contests out
there.
They
are, but it's a great, fun evening for families, seniors, young people.
Everybody
really has a ball. And Yesterdays is fantastic. Now, our big sponsors are 2 fantastic companies, Han Powerboats, and they have some of these gorgeous powerboats out there on the bay. And I think they're wood, and they're just stunning. And they're really made very specially. We had the gentleman on from Han last year, and they do an amazing job with these boats. And then we have Metro PCS, which Metro PCS brings out games so you can win different things and stuff like that. And a lot of different sponsors. I mean, ABC7 has been fantastic. The SRQ Media Group, Bright House. I couldn't name them all.
Well, last year they did the weather actually from Friday Fest.
And thank God, because it was beautiful weather. So we want beautiful weather. John Scalzi, please. But in fact, I think we have one of our cameramen is related to John Scalzi, so that's really kind of cool. So that's really special. But the Van Wezel Foundation supports this, and we have a lot of great volunteers that are out there helping people from the city, people from the Rotary. It's a really great community event, and as much as we're like, oh no, Friday Fest, because we're afraid about the rain, is that, and it's fun even inside, but it's still, our favorite is outside. But please come down. Our first one is on Friday, June 27th.
Yes.
And then the dates for the rest of them, we have one in July called Come Back Alice. Now, how do you like that?
Come Back Alice. Great
I'm actually going to be out of town that week, and I love rock bands.
Not.
You will.
I will still be
here, holding down the fort.
Holding down the fort.
All right, Alice, you come back and take care of it.
There you go.
And then Soul Roller Coaster on August 22nd. You'll have to come back to see them.
Yep.
And what does Soul Roller Coaster play, Jules?
Solar Coaster.
Solar Coaster.
Solar Coaster. It's just kind of a variety of popular music, and actually they'll play anything you want. They'll play a lot of the stuff that Yesterday's plays also. So if you like that, and then a lot of R&B, and it's a nice mix.
It's a nice mix.
Yeah, and they're a good band.
And then we have Adrian Ray, who was here once before.
We liked him.
He was very handsome, ladies.
Yeah.
Country band. Sad to say he's married, you know, but his wife was very nice.
He's still flirty.
Yeah, he was flirty.
He's flirty.
But anyway, we enjoy that, you know, and he's got great country music. And when I got here to the Van Wezel, it was always jazz. And, you know, as much as jazz, especially you
like
you
jazz,
love
but
jazz.
this
It's
is
not my
much
favorite,
more,
but
yeah, much more exciting.
But we have some great jazz artists that play here on the main stage as well. We've had Chris Bodie and Kenny G and Dave Koz, and I'm sure we'll see them here again. But I thought, you know, let's be fair. Let's have all kinds of different music so that, you know.
No, I think that's one of the best things you did was change that up.
And I think it's great because we do there's a lot of jazz on the green type concerts in this way. And we'll do jazz shows at times, and we've done reggae and all sorts of different things. But it's really fantastic. And I hear you have a special Facebook page for Friday Fest now?
Yes, I knew you were going to probably ask me that, but I don't know what it is. It's hashtag something. Could be hashtag Friday Fest.
Well, thank you, Julia. I'm glad to know all that. I'm looking on my notes.
Here, I got it too. Facebook.
Yay!
Yay! It's www.facebook.com/FridayFestSarasota.
Isn't it funny how we found it at exactly the same moment?
I know, but that's so long to remember. I guess the hashtag is something different, but I haven't learned that part yet.
No, me either.
I know what they are, but I don't know how to use them yet.
Look, you know, somebody was saying the other day, if you're over 45, you didn't grow up with all of this. And, you know, I do my best, but I am very happy that our social media director at the Hall is under 30 because he's right up on top of all of this stuff, and he keeps us on track. Because I will tell you, you know, I can still remember the day when they said that they were going to try to sell tickets to Broadway shows on the internet. And I'm like, never happened.
Yeah.
You know,
who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk? Of course, you know, I was around before there were fax machines, so.
Well, yeah, I told you I got off the covered wagon. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, Julia, when I came to Florida, I came from Philadelphia down to Florida, and Julia was my marketing director at another venue at the Barbara Mann Hall. She had a cell phone that I swear to God was like,
it was like analog phones
with the big thing, and you had bent it, and it was like you were like my favorite Martian.
Remember, and they'd come up to me and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, can you help me?"
I know, because they thought you were a police officer or something. You know, because she walked around and was almost as big as she was. So we've come far, Julia.
And where did we used to put those darn things in our cars?
I don't know. You know, it's like, but we're really excited to have a lot of, you know, you can reach us on Facebook, on Twitter. I still haven't learned to tweet.
And on Facebook, just FYI, I do know this. Ryan has this thing, that's our social media director, and he always has you sign in. If you do this sign in, he always has some fun things to give away if you come sign in with him.
And he's at the Friday Fest, and Ryan's a young single guy, ladies, so very nice. And it's funny, Ryan has kayaks, and he now, because he works at the Van Wezel, has a purple kayak, which I thought was very, very sensible of him.
Too funny.
So anyway, we have a great staff here at the Van Wezel. You've met a lot of them today. You've had the chance over these years to meet my friend and co-worker Julia Mays, and we're just going to wish you a lot of success in your future. But we're really, really angry at you because you're leaving us. But at least she's going to retire, and in the next town down, sort of in Fort Myers.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing for me. But I certainly am going to miss. I'm going to miss my friend Mary Bell because we have done lots of fun things.
We've had lots of fun.
We do all kinds of fun things.
And we look forward to talking to you soon at the Van Wezel.
At the Van Wezel.